Hi everyone, this is Erin with my first YouTube video. It is of my contouring routine. I know that contouring videos are really big right now. I have also heard some rumblings in the makeup community that maybe people are getting a little out of control with contouring right now. But as somebody who would like my features to be a little bit different, I kind of think that's unfair. These people are people with beautiful features to begin with, and as someone who maybe doesn't have the best features, I think contouring for me every day is a must. So there are a lot of contouring videos out there, and I think they're wonderful. They've helped me a lot, but it seems like they take a really long time, and I do not have that much time to do my contour, and I like to do it every day. So I'm going to show you really a cheap and easy way to do it. So I've already done my foundation, obviously, and my eyes, and this is the routine that I do. I only use 3 products, and I use a very inexpensive brush, inexpensive product, and it takes me no time at all. So the first thing I'm going to start with is a concealer. It is Revlon Color Stay concealer. It is not expensive. It looks like it's gone through quite a hard time. Here it is right here. And I would say it's about 3 or 4 shades lighter than my skin tone. And what I'm going to do is just a little placement, really getting it just roughly on there. I always tell my clients, don't be precious with it, just get it on there. And normally I do my brows when I'm all done, but in this case I didn't want to come looking a hot mess for you guys, so you see I'm just putting it on with my fingers. I'm not even using a brush right now. I'm just getting it under my eyes, under my lashes, just for that little bit of highlight. I know a lot of people like to use a brush when they're doing this. I don't use a beauty blender or a brush or any of those things, just because I feel like maybe it's a little bit more time consuming than I'd like, and I just feel like I don't need it. So my second product is a Kiss foundation stick. I actually had a really hard time finding a foundation stick that was dark enough for me to contour with, which I really felt upset about. So I got this at a cheap beauty supply store. It wasn't that much. I want to say it was $8. And I actually really like this product. It blends really well. It stays really well. Before this, I was using an Iman foundation stick, but I actually like this one a little bit better. So all I'm going to do is draw 2 lines from the middle of my ear down. I mean, you can see that, you know, I'm not doing that in a very specific way. Just right there and right there. Then I'm gonna do 2 lines on the either side of my nose, up toward my brow, and I'm going to fill in on the sides of my nose. That's a little far. Because I have a roundness at the end of my nose, I do like to shade that area. So I'm just gonna draw a line, almost like makes me look like a deer or a cat, because I really want that area to be shaded. Now, if I'm in a rush, this is pretty much all I'm going to do. But since I'm doing a little bit more fancy of a job, I'm going to go along my hairline and under my chin. Now, when you're going to do under the chin, you know, I'm just trying to give myself a little bit of a nicer bone structure profile. What you're going to do is make sure that is really blended, because if you don't, it looks like you're wearing a foundation that's the wrong color, and that look, as we all know, is very, very bad. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This brush was $8 and it is really good. I really like this brush, especially for this purpose. And I just start blending. I really want to see everything kind of pop out, as it were. I'm going to blend. I like to do a little smile. And you can kind of start seeing that cheek come together. I'm making a lemon face. I feel like my cheek area is different on either side, and that used to drive me crazy. And I hear other people tell me that they feel like their contour doesn't look exactly the same on each side. Who cares? Don't worry about that. So I'm blending either side all the way up. I mean, I've already got my eyeshadow done, and I go all the way up to my brow. And underneath. Just blend, blend, blend. At first, it looks a little severe. I see some contour that really looks super obvious to me sometimes. It looks like people have dark lines drawn on their face, and I feel like that just kind of takes away from the look of a natural contour. It should look like you have makeup on, but not so definable that you look like a scary monster. So the last product I'm going to use, you really could just go back in with your concealer. I prefer to use a stick concealer for this because it almost has a liquid to powder consistency that I find much easier to blend. And I'm just going to go right back in where I had my concealer before. I'm going to go a little bit higher up onto the forehead. And I'm just going to draw just lines right over my cheeks, and I'm going to blend on top of there. So, oh, and this concealer is the Revlon Photo Ready, and that is quite a few shades lighter than my skin, but it doesn't matter because we're going to blend all of that out later. And you can see this doesn't take very long. One thing I like too is sometimes I will do my shadow really roughly on the edges, and when I do this, I get that nice little edge on my eyeshadow. And what's nice is I don't have to, you know, make sure my shadow is done perfectly before I leave for work or anything, because I know it's going to happen when I do my contour. See? Now, if you want, you can go in, even with just what's remaining on your fingers, and make that edge under your cheeks a little sharper. Maybe blend around the mouth. But for the most part, that's it. And I think that's enough contour for a normal day. The powder I use to blend afterward, I love. I will do a video about this another time because I'm so obsessed with this powder. It is my favorite, and I stopped using very high-end brands to use this. So it is my NYX Stay Matte Not Flat powder, and I'm just going to get that generously on my sponge that it comes with. And this is going to kind of blend it all together. I know a lot of people will do their contour afterward, and I'm going to show you that I will do a little bit more with powder, with bronzer. But for the most part, this is what I do. I'm going to take that powder. It's a powder foundation. And I'm just going to blend right on top. I find that this this powder, this foundation, it does not disturb any of the contour that I do, and it almost locks it into place, which is such a bonus, such a benefit when you don't have a whole lot of time in the morning. I have a toddler. So that's about it. You can see that I'm not being very careful, very precious, or worried about where I'm putting everything. So my nose looks a little thinner, my cheekbones look a little bit higher, but the effect is not overly done or scary. So what I'm going to do then is leave it here, and I'm going to do a follow-up video of how I continue my contour with my bronzer and a little bit of blush. All right, see you soon. I hope you enjoy.